Now at 10, the latest on a shooting in Joplin this afternoon, plus how the price of rent affected a four-stater who was formerly in an abusive relationship, and tips on how to protect your garden from the extreme heat.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
A man is rushed to the hospital following an afternoon shooting in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 10. Police received a call of gunshots at 1201 East Hill Street before 4 this afternoon. That's where they found a man with gunshot injuries. They say he was considered to be in critical condition. Police at last report had not made any arrests in that case. Joplin police say a body was found in Cunningham Park, but the death does not seem suspicious. Police say a passerby noticed the body around 7:20 this morning near a trolley stop in the park and called 911. When officers arrived, they found the body of a middle-aged man. Authorities have not yet released the identity of that man, but they say the initial investigation does not find the death to be suspicious. Joplin today took time to remember a fallen hero. Police and others gathered for a moment of silence and prayer in honor of Corporal Ben Cooper on what would have been Cooper's 47th birthday. Corporal Cooper was one of 3 members of the Joplin Police Department who were shot on March 8th. He and Officer Jake Reed did not survive. Joplin Mayor Doug Lawson proclaimed today Corporal Ben Cooper Day and ordered flags flown at half-staff. March 9th is now dedicated to Officer Reed in honor of his birthday. A Burlington, Kansas man has died from a motorcycle crash. Authorities say Harvey Eccles was driving his motorcycle in Montgomery County when he left the road and hit a ditch. He later died at the hospital. Eccles was commander of the American Legion Post 38 in Burlington. A passenger on the motorcycle was not injured. It can be difficult for someone in an abusive relationship to find a place to stay. KOAM's Yana Hautula spoke to an abuse survivor about her experience.
They don't want to leave the property, so you have no choice. If you want out of that situation, you have no choice but to leave.
A Joplin resident, Jamie Lindsay, is lucky she got out of an abusive relationship, but it was not easy.
It's a gradual thing, so abusers don't just immediately start abusing. They kind of gradually, over time, over years, they'll start gradually taking control over you and manipulating you and trying to control all these different aspects of your life. It's an abusive situation, so we always usually go back and then try to leave again.
While dealing with the issues at home, she had to start saving money for an apartment.
I still had to save my own money to be able to get out of the situation.
With rent prices going up, it took her a while to actually be able to move out.
I just had to save money, live poor off ramen noodles as much as I could, and get out.
Luckily, she was able to find a place after a while with a helpful landlord. Jamie knew about the Lafayette house in Joplin, but did not think her situation was severe enough to ask for help.
I didn't understand what I was going through was actually abuse at the time.
Brooke Powell from Safe House Crisis Center recommends everyone to ask for help in any kind of abusive situation.
The first thing, reach out. Reach out. Don't feel like you have to do this alone. If it's just a housing issue and you're not facing violence, reach out to, different organizations like Salvation Army and Wesley House, because they will have some resources to maybe help guide you. And if it is a violence issue, reach out to us and help. We're hoping that we can help guide you through this process.
Being in a situation like that and surviving a situation like that, I commend anybody that has done those things.
In Joplin, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Anyone in a difficult situation can contact the Safe House Crisis Center. Hit record heat again today. Let's check in with Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's not something we're striving to do in the summer months. We got way up there. In fact, today was our hottest day we have seen so far in 2022, and the hottest temp we have seen in over a decade. 107, 91 is the norm. 104 was the record set back in 1952. 52, 53, 54 were super hot. summers. We've had a few isolated little guys that popped up. Now, once the sun set, we're losing the heating of the day, believe it or not. So these are falling apart, but additional showers and thunderstorms firing to our north. We still got a little guy just on the southeast side of Pittsburgh. So I think in general, pretty quiet tonight. We'll start to get some scattered thunderstorms, especially in our northern counties by morning, but everybody's going to get better rain chances over the next few days and also a little bit of relief from the heat. We're going to look at that here in just a bit. See you then.
The record-breaking heat throughout the summer has made gardening harder. KOAM's Jalen Banks caught up with some gardeners to see how they've adapted to the heat.
This summer, we have seen over 10 days of triple-digit heat in the 4 states, making it a tough summer for anyone with a garden.
Last year, we probably watered our garden once a week, maybe a couple times a week, where right now we're watering our garden every day, and it's for a couple hours in each section every day.
The heat has been no friend to produce, with only a few able to withstand the ongoing blaze.
Zucchini and squash love this kind of heat. They may continue, but that's really about all I can say about it. There's really not very many vegetables that can tolerate 100-degree weather for a month.
Throughout the challenges, gardeners have found ways to adapt.
Last year, we probably watered our garden once a week, maybe a couple times a week, where right now we're watering our garden every day, and it's for a couple hours in each section every day.
This summer has led to them to plan ahead for years to come.
Nearly everything would appreciate some shade right now in the late afternoon. So if you can bring your plant inside, if you can stick up an umbrella, if you can prop up a bed sheet, if you have some trees to plant next to for future years to think about. We use some sunflowers, and I'll plant those, and I know those are going to grow up and provide shade for the plants.
Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
For more tips on how you can better take care of your garden this summer, go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, we're going to check out an event tonight where Missouri candidates shared some thoughts and some watermelon. Plus, some area kids get the chance to receive free back-to-school supplies. Some candidates in the upcoming Missouri election met with constituents today. The Republican women of Newton County and the Newton County Republican Central Committee hosted a free watermelon feed in Neosho. At the feed, each candidate was given 3 minutes to discuss their platform.
People are pretty well relaxed and having a good time. We have a number of good candidates, 20 good candidates here, and visiting with all of them.
That election in Missouri is going to be in 1 week on August 2nd. Everyone loves a freebie. Well, students in Quapaw and Commerce, Oklahoma had the chance to pick up some free school supplies. Caregivers just had to present proof of residence, such as a utility bill.
It just makes us feel like we're a team, that we're really helping families, and that's what we're all about. That's why our name is Family Services, because we're here to help families.
Free hot dogs were also given out. Today's event was supplied by Quapaw Family Services. Socializing and taking part in conversation is key to quality of life, but both can be difficult for anyone living with even minor hearing loss. Every month, Freeman Health System hosts speakers for its HealthWise series. And today, Dr. David Anthony of Freeman Hearing Center discussed the latest in hearing test and aid technology.
Typically within hearing aids there are a lot of different preset functions that, the hearing aid might detect that I'm in a difficult situation, and then it will make a few changes on its own. And then there are also user features that if you feel like I need some help in a specific environment, then I can manipulate this device to, either through manual manipulation of the device or with my smartphone.
Dr. Anthony also says you should make sure any hearing aid you buy is legit, as there are plenty of fakes out there. Today marks the 32nd anniversary of Congress passing the Americans with Disabilities Act. Nevada, Missouri-based advocacy organization On My Own celebrated the occasion. Officials say the ADA was not just a tremendous victory for people with disabilities, but really for an entire nation, as the legislation created a more accessible life for all Americans.
Things like curb cuts, accessible parking, being able to have all kinds of adaptations for people with disabilities, but those of us that may not have mobility issues or different things also get to experience and enjoy those things as well.
On My Own also celebrated their community efforts to make Nevada specifically more accessible. Skill Resource Center in Parsons, Kansas is celebrating two things. The Disability Advocacy Organization is also recognizing the 32nd anniversary of the ADA, as well as their own 30th anniversary. Multiple organizations, including police, the fire department, and Labette Health, showed up to celebrate. Live music, food, drinks, snow cones, and ice cream are some of the treats that were free to the public.
In 32 years, it's a long time. We still have a lot of work to do. But even walk down the sidewalks, you notice there's curb cuts, and you notice braille on signage, and you notice people with disabilities working in our community. So we've come a long way, and it's really, really nice to see and celebrate those victories, even though we know we still have work to do.
Skill is an advocacy organization that supports people with disabilities by helping remove barriers to housing and employment. A little bit later, we're going to hear from Missouri Southern and Pitt State during their visit to Kansas City for MIAA Media Day.
Plus, the heat goes down, rain chances go up. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be a smoking hot day for us today. Hottest temp we have seen so far this year, and one of the hottest temperatures we've seen in about a decade across the region. Not something we're really proud of, but at least temperatures are going to get better as we go through the next few days. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Check this out. This month, only 2 days below normal, and those were 89s, which is still pretty hot. Look at this stretch of triple-digit heat over the past week. So 24 or 26 days have been above average. Now, if we throw out a few stats, let's look at other really hot summers. I picked out a few. So these are how many times it's hit 100 degrees by this date. So 1954 had done it 21 times. 1980 was a really hot summer, 21 times by July 26th as well. 2011, 2012, 15 times. And here we sit at 16 times. So we're already in the top 6, 7 hottest summers of all time, or at least on record. Temps still near 90 in the southern counties, near 80 in our northern counties. 7th and range line, 89. North winds 10 to 15. Humidity is at 52%. Look at this. Look at these little guys popping up. Watch this line drop south. That's an outflow boundary, and little storms like to interact with those little boundaries or wind shift lines. These kind of flared up, but now that the sun is set, you can see they are pretty much falling apart. Still a little shower just north of Carl Junction, just to the east of Pittsburgh. That's about it. We're not going to see much more for the next several hours. Most of the action is going to stay to our north near Kansas City, but some of these southern storms will start to at least try to work in late tonight into tomorrow morning, but it's these waves that are going to interact with us over the next few days. Let's go through time. Late tonight into tomorrow morning, scattered thunderstorms north of I-44. If you live south of I-44, you're really not going to get anything. Few hit and miss showers through the morning, but most of tomorrow dry. We'll get a few isolated thunderstorms late in the day, especially trying to pop up along the I-44 corridor. Here's your day planner. 78 to start, 94 by noon. High temp, we're going to push 100 again. And remember, even though we're going to have some hit and miss storms, most of you are going to be dry. It does start to shift. Late tomorrow night into Thursday morning, a much better chance for widespread, or at least more widespread rain. Scattered showers and thunderstorms through the first half of the day on Thursday. Then these move out by Thursday afternoon. Look at the temps. Upper 80s to near 90. And then we do it again. Thursday night into Friday morning. Additional scattered showers and thunderstorms. So we have numerous shots over the next several days to get some pretty good rains where we can at least put a dent into that severe drought that we have. I know, of course, the farmers need it so bad. 100 tomorrow, 90 on Thursday, 82 Friday. Best chances for rain from Thursday morning until Saturday afternoon. That kind of 3.5 day stretch. Look at the temps, lower 80s. Enjoy it. It looks like the triple-digit heat really sets in again for a long, long stretch starting by the middle of next week.
Boy, it'd be nice to get some more rain and
Yeah.
to get it somewhat gradually so it doesn't run off
Right.
too fast. So it can
Exactly.
really soak into the ground. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Joplin High School standout Always Right announces his decision to play college basketball. And the Joplin Outlaws aim to earn their spot in the Mink League Championship Series. Jacob Leonard has the highlights up next.
Today is MIAA Football Media Day in Kansas City. All 12 teams in the league hit the podium this afternoon to talk about the season and take questions from the media. That includes Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern. Our own Danny Terz was in Kansas City and has more from the Lions and Gorillas.
We're 37 days away from the college football season, and today is MIAA Media Day in Kansas City. Players and coaches from Missouri Southern and Pittsburg State are here to talk about the upcoming season.
When I took this job about 18 months ago, I knew it was a process. I knew it was something that was going to require a lot of time and energy, and it paid off, and we took some steps to really start to turn this thing around.
The day after Fort Hays last year, I felt like this staff and this football team really committed to coming together and finding ways to finish out games.
Pitt State was picked to finish third in the MIAA preseason coaches poll. They're coming off an 8-3 record and still not satisfied.
Certainly building off of a good season, good enough to win 8 games. And that's not the goal at Pittsburg State, however. And that's not what all these guys work for.
Finishing 8-3, that left a sour taste in our mouth. So coming into the summer and the spring and everything, we knew what we had to do. And when it comes time, we'll be ready.
As for Missouri Southern, last year was their best season since 2014. Now in year 2 under Atiba Bradley, the Lions should find a rhythm.
These kids that have been on our team have had multiple coordinators over the past 2 and 3 years, and so for us to be able to provide the same coordinator, I think that's going to breed success. I think it's going to breed a confidence that we need to go up against a tough MIAA schedule.
Both Pitt State and Missouri Southern open their season at home on September 1st. PSU faces Central Missouri and Missouri Southern plays Nebraska Kearney. In Kansas City, Danny Terzer, KOAM Sports.
Now you can check out more comments from the Gorillas and Lions on the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. Joplin High School standout Always Right has made his college decision. Wright announced tonight he'll be heading to NEO to play basketball for the Golden Norsemen next season. Wright is a 3-time All-COC selection for Joplin, including being a first-team All-COC pick as a senior last winter. Now here he is on his decision to head to Miami and join the Norsemen.
NEO has been there from the beginning. They've been recruiting me for a year and a half now, so I felt like my loyalty kind of stuck with them, and they have great coaches and great facilities and just a great family atmosphere, so I felt like that stuck out to me. I'm a full qualifier, so my plan is to stay there for 1 year and then leave, so they set out the plan, set out the personal development for me, so I have full faith that they're going to get me to being the player I want to be.
It's playoff time for the Joplin Outlaws. The Outlaws host the Jeff City Renegades tonight in the Mink League South Division Championship. Now, the winner of this one moves on to the Mink League Championship Series. Jeff City, bases loaded in the 3rd, but A.J. Moreno, mount for Joplin, gets the flyout to end the inning. The game is scoreless. Now in the 5th, Renegades once again threatening with 2 on. Moreno escapes again, getting the ground out. Game still scoreless at that point. But bottom of the 5th, Carl Junction, it's your guy, Carson Johnson, singles to the grass in center to score Tyler Davis. Outlaws have their first lead of the night. Then in the 6th inning, 2 on for Jacob Machuca. Big swing here, up and out to right center for the 3-run homer. Joplin goes up 4-0. Outlaws win at 4-2. They are now headed to the Mink League Championship Series. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Harrison Porter served in the U.S. Army in 2008. His hometown Miami, Oklahoma. And we're proud to salute Corporal Harrison Porter, a four-state hero. The Mega Millions lottery jackpot tonight is mind-boggling. It's hard to get your head around this. It's more than $800 million, and you probably won. KOAM Segun Bamadelli went to the North Park Mall in Joplin to see what folks there would do with that kind of cash.
I think I'd travel, spend more time with kids and more family time and just relax.
The Mega Million Lottery is at its highest it has ever been. What would you do? Today, we're at the North Park Mall asking people, what would you do if you found out that you won the Mega Millions?
I would give my church a bunch of money.
I'd probably buy a big, nice house.
I'll go to Egypt. I'll go to Egypt right now.
I don't know where, but I'd definitely take a trip somewhere. Cool. I'd go shopping.
I think I'd want a new car, a new house, and maybe a new diamond ring.
Pay off all my family's debt.
Probably buy a new house, and then I would share my money with my family.
Only 3 bigger jackpots have ever been won in any lottery game. In Joplin, Segun Bamdele, KOAM News.
All right, the winning numbers were announced tonight, and I have them right here. You want to know what they are?
I haven't checked my ticket.
Really?
But I'm sure I'm very rich right now.
Want to place money on it right now?
Yeah.
No? I mean, if you're rich, what's it to you? All right, the winning numbers, they are 29, 63, 66, 7, 60, with a mega ball of 15. 29, 63, 66, 7, 60, mega ball of 15.
I said, I think it was the 5 or 6 o'clock news, if I won, I'd give Dal $1 million. He doesn't want to give me $1 million if he wins.
No, I'm not making that kind of commitment. It's really easy to give away money you don't have, Doug.
It's true. All right, temperature's getting better. I mean, still 100 tomorrow, but we're going down for the weekend. Leonard?
It's Joplin and St. Joe in the Mink League Championship Series, Game 1 in Joplin on Thursday.
Morning show, 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.